Alrighty, there we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. This man looks like he wants to murder me, dude.
Oh, I don't want to murder you, please. Start the introduction without my weird vibes.
We love your weird vibes.
Interrupting all.
That's what you're all about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Poet Warriors. Applause. Episode 2, official second episode on our platform here. On our platform. How is everyone doing today? We hope you're doing well.
Hello, everyone. I have scissors because if Gibby or Gabriel, misbehaves, snap, snap, snip, snip, and you know what we're snipping, right? I'm keeping these close at hand, folks. Close at hand because he's young. Sometimes he gets a little out of control, so I just have to show him in the glint of the sun like that.
Right.
That
a little reminder.
Snip, snip. Snip, snip.
Snip, snip.
No more.
No more pecker.
No more Dark says. No more. Oh, it always goes back to the pecker, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
Baze has I think an authority kink. I think he likes to be in charge.
Weird. PK, hi PK, hi Dark.
What's up, guys?
Hi Sloth. Hi PK. Who's Sloth? Who's Sloth the Viking? Never heard of him.
I've heard great tales, great warrioristic tales of this man.
Welcome back, folks. Spread the news. We need to grow. We need to grow from like a community of like, let's say, what are we, like 30, 40 to 4 billion.
That's with a Z
or else
bazillions, or the scissors. Guys, that is a threat. Please do help us spread the word. You guys know now, just a reminder, we're across all platforms now. All forms of social media, TikTok, Instagram. We have the Discord. You guys can do the socials command or the Discord command in chat here to go and join those platforms for us. And on the YouTube as well. Go check it out. But we're back. You look uncomfortable. Are you comfortable?
No, PK, we're doing well. Thank you for asking. We hope you're well. I'm wearing my denim short sleeve shirt, as you can see, and also my beanie. When I wear my beanie, PK, I'm not messing around.
Dude, that beanie's been places.
Yeah, it has. Let's stay on track, Bubbarina.
Stay on track. All right, yeah, we got a pretty cool podcast plan for you guys today. We're gonna dive into this a little bit more. And you know, guys, we've been working hard behind the scenes. We've been working hard for a while now.
Yeah.
This is picking up, developing much faster than we initially thought as well, which is great. And you guys are a large part to play in that. You know, keep helping us build. Please tell your friends, like I said.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Great success. So, which leads us on to our first topic of discussion, right? As you guys know, if you guys were around in the first couple of episodes there, when we were discussing what this is going to be, what goals we want to get out of this, what we want to achieve, we're starting to get into that building phase of this now, right? Like a lot of the legwork's been done. We're gonna have some content coming out soon. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We got a website that's gonna be coming up soon. It's all happening, guys. And so in the next coming weeks, next 2 or 3 weeks probably, we're going to start thinking about classes, right? That was a big part of what we wanted, what we initially set out to do, is we wanted to educate, preach, and one of the ways that we were going to do that is through these classes. So we've got 3 different classes that we want to start offering. Biz, why don't you spiel on a little bit, introduce them into those classes?
Okay, and thank you for your patience with this growth. As you can see, we're early on. And a few days back, if I could make a couple analogies, and then we'll keep on going. Just bear with me.
XD, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, XD.
Damn, you got a round of applause, buddy? God damn.
Yeah, man. My grandson turned 1, and there was about 30 folks who showed up at the party. And word got out, and I had a friend who knew very much about what was going on with this podcast. So he's been kind of spreading the gospel without me saying anything. But all these folks, they were from their old friends from New York, from everywhere. And we just came there, and they all came up to me during the party, and they asked me about this podcast. And a couple of them wanted to know what's going on here, define it. And that kind of spurred a lot of conversation between Gibby and I in the past few days about what really is this thing. And I think what initially this thing is our passion and expertise for the performing arts and our approach to that. Yet this thing can grow into something else. And another analogy I want to make, sorry with the analogies, I'll be quick with
He
this.
loves them
I
analogies.
remember Amazon, and it might be a bad word around these parts, just for analogy's sake. Amazon started back in the mid '90s as a used online used book seller. And Bezos, I remember him. There was an if you go on YouTube, you could see his first one of his first interviews about Amazon. It's like, oh yeah, we think books and used books are a nice hot commodity, and that was their focus. And look what it turned into. I don't know if they had any idea it was going to turn into this. Not that we want to be Amazon-like, but I'm just saying that they started with that and they turned into something else. It kind of evolved
Right.
into something else. And I think we do too. We're starting with something that we know, and we're going to bring hopefully a level of expertise, talent, joy, passion, and legitimacy to. And then from there, that's the foundation. We're going to see it take various other shapes and forms. But right now, we are offering a class and classes so we can start spreading the gospel of what we believe to be the approach to um, the dramatic arts, the performing arts, acting, the craft of acting, and which Gibby and I discovered a few years back, and we've kind of come full circle again to start this thing. And that production was Momo and Toto. And what we both discovered, first, myself as a creator of it, director of it, performer in it, also with Gibby as a major performer in it, that it was unlike anything we've ever experienced before. Gibby's been in many plays, many productions. I've been in many plays, many productions. And something about that show, the way we approached it, the way we worked, the type of work we did in it, the freedom, the creative freedom and joy we had, there is something magical and something that we want to capture again. And there is an approach to it, and we I don't want to take too much airtime right now describing that, but we are offering classes for those folks out in the world who are interested in maybe starting to learn the craft of acting and evolve into the type of theater, the type of performance, the type of work that Gibby and I really love. So we're going to offer a
Hmm.
beginning class, an advanced level class, and then also a poet warriors class, which is kind of like a master class where we are really, really diving into the kind of specifics and the how should I say the little nuggets of what we're trying to capture in as we move forward with the work we want to do, where we want to go
Yep.
with it, uh, eventually finding a physical space, maybe more festivals, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe you could break it
Yeah.
down a little bit more from there, Gibby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We wanna, we wanna preach our stuff, right? We wanna showcase our technique equally as sharing our technique. We wanna found our own school. How cool would that be? Like we wanna be one of the greats. We'll be one of the greats that people are taught about in school. It'd be cool. Um, but yeah, so yeah, like Baze said, there's going to be initially at the start anyway. There's going to be three main classes that's going to be broken down into. Pricing's to come, but we're going to keep it nice and affordable. Um, I'm going to take the beginner class, so that'll be with me. Baze will take the advanced class, where the beginner class you're looking at the foundations, entry level, topics, right? Terminologies, initial foundational tools of the trade, right? Looking at scripts, like what do you do when you get your first script, like, right? What do you do with that? How do you get off book? Terminology, like Baze, we were just talking about, what is breaking the fourth wall, for example, how to use that kind of stuff, right? Very foundational knowledge. Which then you'll be put, geared towards the advanced class, which Baze will be taking, where you're going to really dive into the different techniques and further your understanding for everything, right? Um, and then, yeah, we'll have this Poet Warrior class that both myself and Baze will be taking, and we'll be working on that together to preach this, like, our own technique. Because at the end of the day, it is a pretty unique technique. Like, it's just not something that, I guess we've spoken about before. It's quite intimidating to a lot of people. Like, this kind of stuff that we want to do. It's not the norm. So we wanna preach it and teach you guys it. So excited, been saying for so long how I've wanted to take an acting class. There you go. There you go. Right there. Um, but
Mm.
yeah, so those will be coming out in the next few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks or so. We're gonna release the website and start advertising those. Um, and that's all. We're not gonna spend too much time on that. That's all you guys need to know right now. It's still early in its conception. Um, but what is a big part of those is introducing you guys to, and I know we've talked about it a little bit before, but we'd like to talk a little bit more detail this episode about the approach, right? And like that's going to be something that will be covered from both of us, both separately and together in the Poet Warrior class. How to approach things, what is the approach, the process of the approach, or everything to do with that. Um, so, Biz, why don't you get started with that? And what is the approach for starters before we get into kind of like our take on that? Like, what is the approach?
Um, I've been doing I've been involved in the theater for 30 years. I think I've told you this before, but as a actor, as a director, as a playwright, as an administrator, as an artistic director, and eventually over time, I found that this model that people use, that you see mainly 90% out there in films, TV, is this thing called the Stanislavski method. And it's this 100 plus year old method that kind of a tree of teachers and various teachers and workshops and university that they embraced, and it's very naturalistic. And as an actor, I just felt that was so limiting. I felt my imagination, I actually became bored with it. And then there were other schools that started taking kind of growing apart from that, because it seemed like Stanislavski's method was just so limiting and so constricting and really predictable, and honestly, it just became a snooze fest for me.
Well, why don't we,
Where
before you
other
keep going with that, why don't we dumb it down a little bit? Because I know a lot of people aren't versed in this world. What is the Stanislavski method?
Well, the Stanislavski method has to do with basically it's going inward and trying to make everything so personalized, and using your own personal experience of the past or this and that, using sense memory and a lot of psychology into like getting a script and
Right.
understanding your character. And I think it just bogs everything down, and it takes away the energy, the impulse,
Right. Right.
the creative instinct and the theatricality. I mean, when I go see something live, I want to be entertained. A lot of times when I see this type of acting, it's just I can, first off, I can't even hear them.
Yeah.
They're not versed in vocal power, so I
Mm.
lose the story. Secondly, they seem so kind of predictable about, I know what's going to happen next. I can almost get that sense. And that, these are these kind of living room dramas that we see mainly. And, a lot of people have accepted this as, hey, this is what
Right.
is popular, what is what everybody expects, but
Right.
I don't know. There's so much more. There's so much more. When I've seen various versions, and we did Momo and Toto, and look, it's not just absurdist. It's you can take a piece, and if the work allows for the actor and focus on the actor, because I think Stanislavski thinks they focus on the actor, but the actor is almost erased because they almost go so inward that they forget that there is an audience,
Yeah. It's
and
very
the audience is
heady.
there to see
It's
the
very
play.
heady.
Yeah.
And you
And I
guys have
just
heard us
think it
talk about that.
becomes
Get out of your head. You know, like that's the death of it all, isn't it, right there?
yes, 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 yes. So anyway, uh there are new, like for example, at the same time there are people back in Russia, like this gentleman by the name of Alexander Tarov, Tairov, who broke away and said, "Look, this stuff is very limiting. I want to explore different ways and focus on the actor and put the actor front and
Right.
center, and stretch the actor and challenge the actor to go beyond just acting naturally in terms of song, dance, circus, acrobat. This incorporate music, create movement and motion." Um, and this turned into something that I totally get because then I've experienced it, Gibby's
Yep.
experienced it,
Yep.
where you break this wall, the audience is involved, you're in the audience, it's totally immersive. They know they're there to see the play. We know that we're performing a
Mm.
play. We get that. We're in Stanislavski. Here's the actors. Here's the
Yeah.
audience. There's a line. You don't cross the line. You do this. It's just so like uptight and
Mm.
formal.
Yeah.
Where the other way, it's like it's more of an experience. I would think, not only for the actors but for the group, the
Mm.
collaborative group of artists and entertainers, and also the audience members, that they kind of lose themselves
Mhm.
in this experience, and they
Right.
probably, in most times, they're not going to
Yeah.
experience this form of look, it's meant to entertain, it's meant to educate, it's meant to provoke, it's meant to baffle. And if you walk out of a thing like that feeling all these things, as opposed to, oh yeah, I paid $100 for this play that I expected, I knew what to, oh, that was
Yeah.
great. I don't know, it's just I've seen it not only a
Yeah.
dozen times, hundreds of
It's the
times. And
same. It's the
anyway,
same. Yeah. No, you I mean like something like that. Apart from anything else, at the end of the day, it's fun for both the performers involved and the audience, right? At the end of the day, it's fun. And as artists, right? This is an art. We're artists. It tackles like a whole new level of expression. You know, like one can only express themselves through the art so much when you're dealing with naturalism and like something like Stanislavski method, right? You know, like it's just so expressive. What you know when we look at Momo and Toto, when you look at just anything outside of the norm, really, something that's really trying to be innovative and creative, like breaking boundaries, right? You know, like theater of the absurd and everything. It's expressive, and for an artist, that's incredibly important. You know, it keeps you alive at the end of the day, right? um yeah, no, I think it's very important. And you know, you were spitting straight gold there, sir. And that is absolutely like what we want to capture through what we're doing here, right? Through performing, through educating, through these podcasts, through these snippets that you'll be getting throughout the weeks coming and stuff. We want to preach that, and you guys are gonna help us preach that. So again, please hit that follow button across all platforms, right? YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, it's all there. And please tell your friends so we can get this message and tackle this unique approach, right, in our own way, and publicize that to you guys. Um so something that is equally as important to the approach with us, and I think goes hand in hand, right? Let's talk about festivals, right? PK said that he's have fun, gentlemen. Enjoy this a lot, so keep it up, please. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
that's very nice. Thank you, Peter.
Isn't that
That's
something?
awesome.
Um,
Yes, yes.
yeah. So let's talk about festivals, right? So there are. And you know, this has to do with approach, right? Publicizing this approach is very important to us. And I think for us to grow as artists, as a company, and to get our work out there, tackling these festivals is super important. Honestly, like objective number one for us. And there are a few that happen throughout the year. The two main ones are in Edinburgh, Scotland, and in France. Um, and for right now, we'd like to focus on the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. This is the one in Edinburgh. It happens every year, every summer, where it's this big, you know, collaborative theatrical festival, where people can dive into this, right? Go and watch new emerging theater companies, you know, individuals, and just celebrate theater and get people's work known, get them out there. So it's a platform where we can showcase this approach and preach our stuff and introduce ourselves, the Poet Warriors, to the world and grow as a business. So Baze was lucky enough. I don't know how long ago, a few years ago, um, to actually attend the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with a prior company that he worked on. Um,
Mhm.
so why don't you tell them what the festival is? What is the like when you go to a festival, when you go to the Fringe Festival, what happens? Run us down the timeline. Like, what are you doing? How many performances are you doing? Right? Like, what is the beast that is the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
There are dozens, if not hundreds, of festivals all throughout the world. The
Hmm.
number one most popular one is the one that takes place in August in Edinburgh, Scotland, every year, where companies they not only have a fringe where companies like ours, small uh, performance companies, come and show their work, but established companies, film festivals, so forth and so on. So you have various same book festival. It's amazing city. It's an amazing time. There's an energy that takes place. There's an openness in terms of like all various types of work from naturalistic to circus to vaudeville to absurdist to brand new plays. A lot of brand new work is shown in these festivals. There's another one in France called the Avignon, which is up there, but not there. It's not as probably well known as
Right.
the one in Edinburgh. My company went back. It was called Hunger Theater, and we did a play called American Buffalo, which is a very well known play. Three actors in it. Um, it's a well-known play, and we did this back in 2000, and we went for the first time, and we received a $10,000 gift from one of our angels, so to speak, and three of us plus two partners, wives, went along, and we performed for 2 weeks, kind of like it's a month-long thing, but we found 2 weeks, so we had to pay for the airfare from Philadelphia to Scotland. We had to pay for the 2 weeks in the venue in which we were performing, and also 2 weeks of accommodations. And that was $10,000, and that was back in 2000 for five people. And I think we would like to go for the whole time from beginning of August to end
Yeah,
of August
absolutely.
because I think in that way, word of mouth, if they like our show, and we want to take something new, fresh, maybe Momo and Toto, maybe something else entirely, or like our motto and our philosophy, we say to imagine. I think what we mean by to imagine is we are creating something new,
Yes.
some new piece, some new work, or to reimagine, we take an existing piece. I don't know, Hamlet, Richard III, whoever, whatever, and do it in our way. Put our imprint
Right.
on it, our
Right.
creative approach to it. And so if that was 10,000, like let's say we take Momo and Toto. Momo and Toto has four actors, and it'll be four of us. And we have three of them. Three of our actors are in Europe. One's in Spain, two are in Italy, and here in California. We would have airfare to the festival. We would have to find the venue for an entire month, and there's dozens of venues, and you have to find which
Right.
one
Right.
fits your play. And number three is accommodation. So I can only imagine That would probably be, I don't know, 15,000, 10,000, 5,000.
Mm,
I mean, I don't know. I think overall it would probably be about 10,000 to $15,000 for airfare, for accommodations, and for a month-long rental of a venue. Um, and the cool thing about the venue is, like our other play, you have a time slot. Like we had a 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. time slot. So the play before us had to break down. So you have to have a play that you can put up easily and break down. So
yeah.
you put it up, perform your play, and break it down. A
Yeah.
lot of these
Which is
companies
why
do it that
Momo and
way.
Toto
So
is
because
so great for that. Like I do think, we strongly consider that's probably, the front runner that we would bring to Edinburgh, right? I mean, it's so simplistic. Four actors, we had a projector and a bench, and that was it. We did the rest ourselves, right?
yes,
And
yes,
we've
yes,
done it. It's a play that we know very well now. It's we could rock up, do a solid 3 or 4 days, right, of like rehearsals, try and like what we said, right, reimagine, try and reimagine it in a different way, because things will be different, right. With the four people, we're not going to have these other people that were involved. And I think it definitely a really cool experience to get our stuff
yeah.
out there.
I th- Yeah, I think it's if we were to take Momon it's easy to travel,
Yeah,
it's easy to set up. We wouldn't require lots of rehearsal time,
yeah,
probably 2 weeks at the most,
yeah,
where we would get together, and I would fly out to Europe probably, and we would get together somewhere, and we would start working on it, and then travel to Edinburgh together and do it. And going back to that experience, I remember the the reception to the play was so amazing, the
yeah,
energy that we received. I could tell because a month later, we opened that play in our regular season in Philadelphia. And even though it was the same production, we
right,
really were
right.
humming. The two experiences, Edinburgh was up
Mhm,
here
mhm.
and doing it in Philadelphia, even though we sold out in Philly, and it's just there's something, then it's interesting because the whole concept of success and failure and what we're trying to do here, it just doesn't apply because I think there has to be a patience involved
Yeah,
with. I'm sure some of you folks might think, what are they talking about this approach? Well, in time, you will see when we start posting things, when we start giving snippets of our instruction and class, when we start actually putting plays up, when we start doing readings online, and there little things will happen in time. The dominoes will start to fall, and it's so tough to talk about this
yeah.
in some ways. We try our best to make sense to anybody who's listening. If
Right,
you've been in
right.
the theater for 50 years or haven't, have no idea, like, what are they talking about? In time, if we focus on what we're attempting to do, and we're not worried about success or failure, and there's patience with this, we really, I think Gibby and are here for a reason. And again, it goes back to that experience we had, not just our relationship and our teaching and mentor and all that, but our experience in with Momo and Toto. That was so unique and special.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't want to recapture that again just like that, but grow from that
yeah.
and know that, man, that what a start that was. What a exhilarating thing that was, and where can we take that exhilarating feeling and keep
Right.
on building it and sharing it with the world and with
Yeah.
others.
And beautifully said, beautifully said. And I mean, the same. There you go, there you go. And I mean, that's what growth is about, right? And that's what we're about growth, both personally, right, as actors, as artists, our growth, helping others grow, and with that comes the reimagine, right? If we were, I mean, it's been a while. It'd be great to do Momo and Toto again and everything, like. But if we're in a situation where we're now, even with Momo and Toto, even though it's this incredibly freeing thing, this incredibly unique thing, artistic thing, if we're there doing that day in day out for 6 months, right? You're not going to get any growth from that, right? We got growth from that as it was a fresh new thing, like, something that we've never done before. Now comes the reimagining, right? Like, we bring Momo and Toto to Edinburgh in a reimagined, new, unique way, right? Bring some more flavor to it. That's how, one, the piece is gonna grow, right? Two, we're gonna grow. And three, you guys are gonna grow alongside us, right? Because if actors on stage are just doing the same thing, they're not having fun with it, they're not pushing themselves, right? The sense of fearlessness, right? Like taking risks on stage. You're not gonna get anything out from it. We're not gonna get anything out from it. So that's why the reimagine side is completely important. So yeah, guys, these festivals, they're important. This Fringe Festival is super, super important for us as well. Like, talking about the approach, like we just were, right? For us, mentally, we're thinking 2025. We're going to Edinburgh 2025, right? It's up to you guys at the end of the day. You guys are going to help us get there, right? Like, we're going to make it happen, we're going to make it work, but you guys can really help us get there. And even potentially this year for 2024, right? It's all down to you guys, and interaction on your guys' front, right? Over the next week, we're going to talk about the upload schedule in a little bit here. But over the coming weeks, we're gonna be flooding our platform with content for you guys, right? We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But even just a simple like and comment, right, which is completely free to do from your guys' side. Even just a like and a comment, and sharing it to your friends. You guys can get us to Edinburgh. Completely free on your end. Please help us get there. And this is why this is important, right? We're gonna get into this now. So, um, Edinburgh is hugely important for firstly, for one main reason, right? Exactly like we were saying. One is just the exposure, right? If there's some place that we can be found, discovered, right, publicize ourselves, it's Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Um, so that's going to bring incredible, number one, incredible growth to our company, right? Influx into both the platform that you guys are on right now and our classes, right? It's giving us that exposure. And two, it's us getting our word out there, right? Our approach, this preach of the approach and the style, and this everything that we've been talking about for these past few podcasts, right? Um, it's us getting that preach out there, right? So that's number one. That's one of the main reasons why this is necessary, right? Two, again, for our own growth, we need to start going to these festivals, right? Right. This is where we can yeah, get our work out there, but two, as well, perform our work in, like Bay said, like an environment that is uh provoking the growth within us, right? Like, in this environment, our play and our performance, our sense of play can take a whole new level, right? Because it's being nurtured in that certain way. Um, so it's very important that we start going to these festivals, and eventually it will lead to us getting that physical place that we want to get down the line, right? Like a physical place where we can, one, showcase our work, two, do classes out of whatever, right? So that's very important. um so yeah, guys, like Bay said, the main breakdown of the funds there is we're gonna need airfare, we're gonna need living rent, right? Food for the actors, and rental space for the performance. And like I said, a simple like and comment and share from you guys. You guys will help us get there.
Um, yeah, it's, one thing I forgot to mention with our experience of American Buffalo. I remember a gentleman who from England who ran a number of theaters throughout all of England. There were like about 15 theaters in all spots of England, and he was there, and he sought me out after the show and said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking this very play and touring the 15 theaters?" And we're like, "Whoa." And then we try to talk dates, and unfortunately we couldn't make it work out. because it coincided with our season in Philly, just that just didn't work out. And but there was that opportunity, right? And eventually, right now our home is here. It's online, it's virtually, it's with this community. And we do want to have an extension of that where we
Right.
want to Gibby and I want to be in person in a certain place in a certain city in a where that is our home along with this. And number 2, uh, the reality is you need money.
Yeah.
A venture like this, where how we're starting the foundation of this, it's not like we're not for profit. We're not. We definitely, we him we're in this for with through our own funds and trying to start this thing and trying to get this thing going. But a theater, or not just a theater, a venture like this, an enterprise like this needs money. And number 3, it needs people. It needs a group of people not only involved in the productions, but the greater group that supports, and we start having exchanges and interchanges. So it's not just local. Of course, you're from all over, we're all from all over, and that's our reach. And again, that's only the beginning. This performing arts aspect is only the beginning
Yeah.
because we will be growing and kind of branching out from that. But we're starting because this is our level of expertise and legitimacy where we can kind of start from. But Edinburgh would be a great way to bring visibility physically to what we're starting to do, what we're trying to
Right.
do, because these festivals are amazing places to do that. And I could see Bubble saying, "Let's do this." Yeah,
Let's go.
we definitely. I mean, if I could snap my fingers and we could be in Edinburgh tomorrow
Right.
with our group and do it, I would say, "Let's go."
Right.
Yeah, I would without a hesitant. Or any other work. Let's go. Let's do this.
Right.
Because I think Gibby and I are ready,
Yeah.
and I know the others
Poet
who we've
Warriors
worked
is
with are
ready.
ready. We are ready. We are
Yeah.
ready. We're ready
Yeah, man.
to so it's just a matter of us sharing content in the way we know how in the next couple of weeks. I mean, like when you do a race, you can only go as fast as your feet take you,
Right.
and it's the
Right.
same with this. We have so much that we're starting to kind of between ourselves that we're sharing, and we're at the point where we're transitioning into getting it out to you. And this is a part of that. This is a part of the process
Right.
of getting this content, getting our aims, our desires, our mission and into something that's tangible, into
Right.
something that you can see. Right. Yes. Yes.
And Edinburgh can do that for us. Right. Um so I would like to, say, so you guys, like I said, right, with all finances that we envision right at the start, all of what you guys give us, private donations, viewership, right, these classes as they come out, all of these funds is you guys are gonna help us get to Edinburgh, right? Like that is a main, the main priority of this company at the moment, right? Objective number one is taking, excuse me, taking us to festivals, taking Poet Warriors to festivals, right? We have other actors involved. You're gonna meet one of them next week, right? Sergio, a good buddy of ours. He was the nun in Momo and Toto. We're gonna get him on next week, so you guys are gonna meet him. And a lot of you guys know my brother already. He's gonna be a part of what we're doing there as well. So yeah, all of your guys's, please, every little helps, right? Like I said, it's even if you're not donating, if you're not donating, a simple like and a share on our content will help us get there. So please tell your friends and please just interact with our content as it comes out. Because again, we can't reiterate enough. Edinburgh is what's going, these festivals. This is what's going to get us where we need to go and help at the end of the day envision our reach, realize our goals, bring them to fruition, right? Preaching our poet warrior technique. That's going to help out a lot. So yeah, all the finances, so you guys know what you're contributing to, right? This is like our platform. Like this is our community. Like Bay said, you guys are a part of this. Um so your contributions, that's where your contributions are going to, taking us to these festivals. Um
So, can we like what to get to be transparent? What do we need in terms of like, is there a figure that we can say, hey, we have to reach this amount
Right,
by this time so we can do this, right?
right, right.
What would that be? What do you think that would be?
See, I mean, it's going to take a little bit more research. I'm thinking borderline figure, right? So we were talking off air and everything. I think to cover the main question here is how much the space is going to cost, right? The reserving the space and renting out the performance space. Um, I think that all the other expenses, like Bay said, what we're looking at here, what we're discussing here, we're looking at airfare, right, which Baze unfortunately is like is the main contributor to that, right? Because the other three performers who would be attending are out here in Europe, so it's going to be $150 for the three of us to get to Edinburgh, compared to like a grand for Baze being out in California. So is airfare. Renting some place to live, right? We'd all just live in the same place, like securing a B&B for a month, basically, and food. And I think that all of those combined into one, I think we're looking at probably like 3 grand. I think could be a good roundabout number for all of that. The real question is the rental space, which we're gonna have to look into a little bit more. Let's see. I've got a little web browser here. Let me just see if I can Edinburgh. There we go. Theater space for rent. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I mean this is what the main brunt of the cost is going to be coming to. Um so yeah, 3 grand for us. I'm thinking I see I don't think it I can't see it being as much as you said it would be. I don't know though. I don't know though. I don't think we're looking for. It's asking me
Well,
for a
I don't
location
let's
and
not
stuff.
focus
Yeah.
on this right now,
No, that's too
probably. We'll
that's
do
too
this on
much.
our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll take forever.
No.
But let's get back to finalizing what else that we wanted to mention,
Yeah.
besides Edinburgh, the classes, which we are looking to launch soon,
Yep.
in line with a website that will have all this information.
Yep.
Again, we are really trying to start this thing virtually. And I have taught acting virtually, and it's doable. It's just as it could be just as effective virtually as in person, because we had to get used to that model for a couple of
Right.
years,
Right.
and the actors did, and I did. I taught at NIFA, New York Film Academy in Miami, and for a year and a half online, all various classes, and the actors and I eventually thought it was the thing, right? And
Right.
they had scenes where we had two actors, like pretend Gibby and I were two actors in a scene, and wouldn't be sitting. We would actually be standing in our various spaces, coming up to the thing, going out of the thing, and you just make it just as natural. And this is how we would start, and bit by bit, it's going to again rely on patience. Unless this thing, who knows how where it's going to go, how it's going to go, but into a both a virtual place
Right.
and a physical, and we need to get to that physical down the line eventually. So,
Right, right. Which again, you guys will help us get there. That's your guys' contribution to this, right? But beyond Edinburgh, right, this, 5-10 grand that we're talking here, we're gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna post the goal, right? I'm gonna post the goal so you guys know exactly what you're contributing to help us get there. After that will then be the progression to a physical space, which once again you guys will be the people who contribute and help us get there, right? Um, but yeah, no, Baze is absolutely right, and those classes they're going to be coming out in 2 or 3 weeks' time, right? So, but with the immediate future, we'd just like to round up today's podcast. We're gonna talk about our schedule and our upload schedule, right? Because this is going to be, like I said, we're progressing, right? We're gonna dive into this deeper, and we're really gonna kick it into second gear now. So with that being said, this upcoming week, so tomorrow, starting tomorrow, right? This next week we're going to have 3 uploads for you guys, right? So, like I said, our good friend Sergio is coming on, where we're going to start off the week in the beginning of the week with a more serious tone podcast. In the middle of the week, we're going to be releasing one of these digital performances for you guys, right? Whether it be in the form of skits, some a little bit of play, right? Some crazy inventive digital thing, right? That we've been working on with green screens and stuff. Once we get those in, that's gonna be in the middle of the week next week, and then at the end of the week and the weekend, we're gonna chill and we're gonna relax with you guys, and we're all gonna hang out. And then the following week we're gonna kick it up again. But yeah, so Baze, I don't know. I know you were gonna like look into this. Do you have an idea on what day you want to do this first podcast with Sergio?
Probably maybe Wednesday. I think
Wednesday?
Wednesday we'll try to aim to do that. Um, uh, yeah, I think Wednesday would probably be the right time.
Okay.
And Sergio was I met him in acting class in South Florida, and I really liked him because I remember the acting instructor talking to him and Sergio mentioning absurdist theater, how he loves absurdist theater. He mentioned playwrights I know. And I said, "Oh man, I got a script. Why don't you check it out?" And I showed him Momo and Toto. Why don't you look at the part of the nun? I could see him playing that. And this was a beginning actor. Sergio was
Right.
a person who was trying this out, but he has a natural performer in him, right? G,
Yeah. No,
definitely.
absolutely.
He's an interesting. He's a
Yeah.
fun.
He's
He has a wonderful
hilarious.
Spanish accent. Yeah, and he played this part as a new performer. And I think he has a natural sense of performing, and he did it beautifully. And he added so much. And we'll show you clips while we're
Yep.
interviewing him, I'm
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely.
And he'll give you a sense. So outside of us, you're going to start hearing other folks that we're bringing in that we've worked before, who we want to work with. Again, so we're expanding our reach a little bit, so you can get a sense of we're not just talking amongst ourselves. There's other
Yeah.
folks who
Yeah.
who experience the same thing that we
Yeah.
did, and you're going to get their perspective as well. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we're really kicking this into second gear now. Like you guys have been along with us for the journey. This has been very much these podcasts have been very much about us building what this is and trying to define what this is and bringing you guys along the way, right? So we're at that point now where we're officially kind of launched and we're ready to start expanding the reach of these podcasts. So yeah, in the next coming weeks expect guests, expect more depth to the topics, right? Where we're really going to start diving into our expertise in the matter. Once again, with a serious podcast at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week, we're gonna hang out with you guys, give back a little, and we'll chill and still tackle some topics along the way and stuff, right? It's just gonna be a little bit more of a relaxed space to do it in, right, at the end of the week. So that's this immediate next week here. So I guess Wednesday, right? Then we're gonna go. We'll figure out the exact time, and we'll let you guys know. In the Discord. Once again, if you guys do exclamation Discord or you go to the link, in Twitch or YouTube, wherever, you guys can take the link straight into the Discord and join the Poet Warriors Discord. So I'll keep you guys posted then with yeah, what time we're gonna go on Wednesday, right? Um, Thursday or Friday, we're going to be releasing one of these performance virtual performances. Just small little captivating things, right, to keep you guys entertained and interested. And then on Sunday we'll hang out. The following week is when we're really gonna we're kind of made it, right? Like we've built it, right? So not, after this next week that's upcoming now. So the following week we're going to be bringing stuff to you every single day, right? So and we're going to finalize what day that first podcast is going to be. It's going to be at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? which is going to be sandwiched into these little snacks that we're going to be posting across our platforms, right? On the social media, on the YouTube. Again, go find us at Poet Warriors, right? We're everywhere. These little snacks, these little snippets where we're introducing our expertise, keeping you guys posted along the way, almost vlog-like in nature, right? Where we're discussing things. They're gonna be, both of us together on our own. Like we're gonna be, really diving into some stuff there. Then Thursday we're going to be doing one of these virtual performances every week. Every Thursday we're going to be releasing to you guys some of this video content. Friday and Saturday there'll be some more snacks, and then Sunday the Hangout podcast. So you guys, starting this week after this next one, you guys will be getting something every single day, and then the following week we're going to be talking about releasing these classes. So we're really getting going, guys. We're really getting going. So stay tuned. Like I said in the Discord, we're going to keep you posted along the whole way. Once everything's been posted, everything's going, I'm going to send you guys out like a finalized version of this schedule that we're talking about, so you guys know exactly what we're uploading on which days. Yeah, you guys are we're gonna continue to build. You guys are gonna watch us along the way. You got anything else to add to that, big man? Scissors. I like the little lip lick that you did before the scissors. You went, scissors.
No, just hey, energy,
Mm-hmm.
patience. We're gonna start spitting out rhymes and content. We're gonna
Right.
be spitting out mad rhymes and No,
Damn.
hey, thank you for your patience. Just stick with us. We're. It's like building those pyramids, like Gibby did back in the day with the
Dude,
loincloth. It just takes time, right? And they're still standing after all these years, so it takes some patience
we've
and
we've
also
still got it
some
right there. Some of that.
some of that. And also, I thought you were going to show Bass
Some of that
has.
and some of that. You're absolutely right. There you go. It's backwards, but there you go.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we hit the hour mark,
Oh
sir.
yeah. Oh yeah, we
So
did. So it's time for you guys
maybe
to
it's
leave
time
us
to.
alone.
Mhm.
Get out
No,
of here,
maybe
you
it's time
kids.
for us to leave them alone. Poor folks are
Probably.
like,
Probably.
what in the f was this? When we
Honestly.
were expecting Bazy's titties,
Yes.
pyramids,
Yes.
and other things, and here we are talking about this
My knee.
Momo and
My
Toto
knee.
and
Noted
your
knee.
knee,
Yeah.
and instead these poor folks on a Sunday thinking, oh my, don't I have like what's on my my grocery list? Oh right, deodorant, check.
Right.
Oh cat litter, check.
Right. Right.
Don't forget the cat litter,
Don't
folks.
forget the cat litters.
Don't forget the cat litter.
Alrighty,
No,
guys.
but thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you guys. Like you said, stay patient. Things are gonna be coming out these weeks. Look out for this schedule. We love you all very much. Remember, we're across all platforms. Follow on the Twitch, the YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Tell your friends, please. Help us build this into something special and take us to the festivals, right? And at the end of the day, always remember our little motto, right? To imagine, to reimagine. There you go. There you go. All right,
Stay
guys.
strong, folks. Poet warriors. Poet
Poet
warriors.
Warriors out. Mmm.
Tasty.